All right, everyone. Happy Friday. So I am really happy. We've been doing a lot of training at iMusicAcademy, and we have two different academies that we have. And also, I say three different because we just started something new at iMusicAcademy, which I'll mention a couple of times. Is just I started channel memberships, which is something I had always wanted to do. We just now crossed 16,000 subscribers, and I said, hey, if you want to join our academy, there are 4 or 5 different tiers. That one is like the minimum. You can say, hey, I just want to support the channel, and then it goes all the way up to kind of an elite status where you get all kinds of fun weekly assignments, videos. Like I sent out a video today from Chord Academy. And anyway, so Doug signed up yesterday. We launched yesterday. Doug, or maybe it was 2 days ago, Doug signed up, Vicky signed up, and Mike signed up. So shout out to them. And I'm going to start anybody who signs up as a subscriber, all you have to do is hit join and kind of look at some of the perks and everything. But anyway, I'm very excited about that. Let's talk about what we're going to learn right now. This morning in Chord Academy, we talked about the use of triads, the magic of triads. So within my shapes course, definitely one of my top 3 courses of all time I've created, because it really deals with like how do you get playing fast and how do you use shapes to visualize really awesome material to improvise with. So we're going to go through several things in this course. You don't have to buy anything. You could just watch what I'm doing. I would love it if you say hello in the chat if you like this video, maybe even leave a comment, and subscribe if you're not subscribed. But this is what we did this morning. I said the magic of triads. So I'll give you a couple of basic overviews of what we did in the academy this morning. We said, all right, this is one of the examples. Let me just pull this up. Right now, I'm going to scroll. All of my this blues shapes course comes with a 58-minute video. So I've been selling this one for over a year and a half. When I say selling, it's just providing a resource. And so this idea is taking the second inversion triads, my favorite inversion of the triad. And this one section talks about how you can take a C7 scale, right? Not a C major. C major is all white notes. But if you take the 7th note and flat it, now you have a C7 or C mixolydian scale. And what we do is we are harmonizing that scale. So going up, and I have a C7 I'm starting with in this example. Then you go to the F, which is the 4 chords technically of the C blues. G is minor. And then I go up to B flat and C. So this one example talks about how if you're in the key of C, you can go down chromatically with your triads, second inversion, and then that leads you to A minor in second inversion, chromatically down to G minor, and now you have F major. So this is just harmonizing with second inversion triads. So in a most basic sense of C, G, and to C, A, just to hear how it sounds. Or you can go. So that's in the context of C7. But this morning we talked about how taking that same exact idea and saying, okay, there's my C, there's my D minor, and I can actually take this idea of C and D minor and keep doing those. If I do C in second inversion and then goes to D minor first inversion, C in first inversion, D in root position, C in root position, D minor second inversion, C in second inversion. So it's got this pattern going of the third on top. So C major goes to D minor, goes to C major, goes to D minor, C major. So it's really kind of a gospel thing that you can do. And this morning we talked about how amazing this one pattern is of C to D minor. Whatever key you're in, you're going to use the 1 and the 2 of the scale. So in this case, we have 2 triads. C major we're in, and D minor. So in its most basic sense of the pattern, you say C minor first in root position, D minor, then two chords in first inversion, C and then D minor, and then 2 chords in second inversion, C and D minor. Let me do it again. Root position, first inversion, second inversion, and that pattern starts over. You can go up and down. A very simple gospel technique that most people know who play gospel music. And it actually works in jazz. You can use it in all kinds of different scenarios as well. But watch this. Here's where I want you guys to start in its most basic sense. My favorite version, the second inversion triad. I say that a lot because it's true and I want you guys to know. But watch this exercise. You see what I did there? I did second inversion, C, second inversion D minor, and I like to slide from that black note to the white note. And what I'm doing in my left hand is an octave C, and I'm doing on the and. Sometimes I do the and like this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And if you are enjoying this, make sure you like this video. And I'm going to tell you that you're going to want to hang around, because in this simple training, we're going to talk about not only how to use these chords, but how to use these simple shapes and think about triads, but also creating some really cool melodies in the right hand. So just know that all of that's coming. So we have C, go up to, and then come down. Now it's first inversion, first inversion. Okay, now an amazing thing about this one pattern, if you're in the key of C and you think C triad, D triad, and you get used to those triads, but it doesn't matter when I change to an F in the bass. Watch this. Or what about A minor? Or D minor? And go back to this idea. The first exercise is second inversion C up to D minor. And that time I went up to E minor, which makes a nice little C major 7 chord. So I can go to F in the bass. That's a nice F major 9, right? An A minor 7. And we talking about this last week. We talked about how awesome triads are. In fact, if I take a D minor chord and I go down a whole step to C, listen to this: D minor 11 chord. 2 triads stacked on top of each other. You have a D minor with a C major on top. But then, to make it even sound more amazing, you use that second inversion C along with a spread out D minor. And you can just roll it up, right? Listen to this. Or, what an amazing chord that is. 2 triads stuck together. So one way to practice it is this beginning exercise. C, right? And you practice this. Okay, now let's talk about the next phase of this. Don't do anything that I just did. That was just for fun and being silly at the same time. These triads, C to D, are going to be amazing. Now, the next thing is this. This morning when we did our stream, we said, okay, first inversion, what's really neat about the first inversion triad, C major? And one thing is you can approach your minor third to major. In our blues all the time we talk about da-da-dum, da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da. So this idea of da-da, minor third to major third, like all day long we could go blues scale, we could go... And that sounds fine, but we want to hear, occasionally we want to hear that major third. Right? It sounds so nice to get a little bit of relief there, some release from this minor third, da-da-da-da-da, right? So a couple of different things that we learned is that if you have a first inversion C triad, you can go da-da, da-da, ba-da-da, and that comes right out of Blues Volume 1. You have this example that it does this. Right? And you could do that on any key, right? Same thing. And what that does is it's going minor third to major third, a really cool thing to do. The great thing about these minor third to major third ideas is that whatever chord I'm on, if I'm on C, minor third to major third up to the root, that's going to sound great. When I go to the F chord, I can do the same thing, minor third to major third, and then root. Same thing on G. Let me give context. How about a little blues scale? Here we go. See how I'm doing minor third to major third? When I go to F, blues scale. Same thing on F. Minor third to major third. Okay, the next thing is this. If this minor third to major third is one of our ideas, well, let's go back to the root position triad. So C major, when you first look at that, yes, it's a C major, 1, 3, 5 of the C major scale. But you can do this simple jazz run that is in the shapes course. And by the way, I'm going to send out an email to my however many thousand email subscribers, letting them know that we have 2 more days that I'm giving away this course for all of my anyone on my list or seeing this on YouTube, is that if anybody gets the beginning blues piano course, the new course that is on shape 1, all the different ways of doing shape 1, there are backing tracks, all kinds of fun things. It's about 71 minutes long. I'm throwing in one of my favorite courses, the shapes course, and a lot of people have been taking me up on this, and I just decided to include this as a gift. And the reason I did is, one, I want to encourage more people to get the course, but also the top of the half of the blues scale is a part of this course. And let me show you that before I show you this other thing I was going to mention just then. Within this course, you have, and this is just the bonus course, you have this, like you can play it with eighth notes, or you can play it in quarter notes. What's nice about this is the top half of the blues scale. The bottom half is what we call shape 1. The shape 3 is the top half of the blues scale. The 5th of C major, the flat 7, the root, and the minor third. And what I love to tell people about this specific example is whatever key you're in, you put your middle finger on that note. It does not matter what key you're in. I'm being very serious. Middle finger, put your third finger on C, and then your thumb is naturally hanging over the 5th, your index finger is naturally hanging over the flat 7, and the minor third. So in any order, those notes are going to work no matter what chord you go to. So you can do this. Maybe change it. Even when I go to G. Okay, so just knowing that, isn't that a nice thing to know, that whatever key I'm in, I know that these notes are going to come in handy, especially if I'm soloing and wanting to create nice different patterns. Now, if you have this as shape 1, the first 5 notes of the blues scale, and then you have this as the top half, what I call my connector note is my F sharp. I like my 4th finger on that F sharp, and I even practice this. Ba-da-da-dum. Right, and what's so nice about that is if I was practicing this scale, which is fingering 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, so my thumb comes under, even when I'm practicing that on the way down, I'm visualizing getting to my 4th finger on F sharp. So I kind of think of that as a connector finger. So let me do it slowly. Connect, connect, and even on the way up. Okay, a fun little way to visually connect the bottom half and the top together. Okay, now let's keep moving down here. I wanted to show you guys a couple of things. Now this example right here, and what this does is it takes this other really cool secret, and I call this a secret, is this idea, if you're the key of C and you go down 3 half steps, that gives you the A note, which is a great, fantastic, amazing note to play in your blues. Like you're playing your C blues, and you do this. Watch when I go to F. That's the A on top. So what I'm doing right there is the same idea of minor third to major third. Let me show you actually in the chorus, this shapes chorus, this idea of what I just showed you. You have this right here. Where is it? So this is a triplet. 1 and then 2 and then 3 and then 4 and then Oh, little fun fact here. We have several people watching this now. So I'm going to tell you a couple different times through this. Yes, I have 2 different academies, an All Access Academy, and we have the Chord Academy. And I'm showing you things today that we did in the Chord Academy because on Friday mornings at 8 a.m., we do Chord Academy things. And so we did all these things on the magic of triads. But I also have a new thing on YouTube, and there's a join button that if you want to support the channel, there are a lot of different ways to do it. Just so you know, for people who have joined that today, or even yesterday or the day before, I've already uploaded several things in the membership area. One, you get a cool little loyalty badge, but also I put my shapes course in there as well. So whether or not you get both volumes together, the beginning blues and the shapes course as a gift for the next few days, remember that I'm giving you the bonus gift at my website, iMusicAcademy.com. But if you just want to join the YouTube channel, you can hit join and join me there. And I really like the membership platform, though, I'll have to say, because I've already uploaded things, and I have 3 people that have signed up in the last 3 days. Some of them, or at least, 2 of them, one of them is already a member of the Academy, and they were just being nice to do it. But the other 2 are new people, so I'm very thankful for that. But yes, if you join one of the tiers, hopefully one of the better tiers, I'm giving you guys this shapes course, and I think you'll really like it. But in this course right here, you have this 2, 3, 5. That gets that minor third to major third thing happening, right? But also, let's look at this other idea from the course that is really going to help you. You have, where's the one I wanted to show you? So we were just talking about this idea. We did this one right here. Right, that's a classic blues lick, and it really important. Listen to the way this one sounds. So this is, once again, this is based on visualizing the first inversion triad. So we have this. And that gets you down to your flat 7, your 5th. So no matter what key I'm in, this pattern works great. When I'm on the F chord, same fingering. So just right then, within the last 20 seconds or so, I did about 5 different licks in this shapes course. I might even have to just show them to you just for fun, some of these. Okay, so one thing that we were talking about recently is if you have this C major and you're thinking C major triad, and I can go, what I love from a visual standpoint about this triad is this idea. Ba-da-da-da-ba. And what's happening here is the major third up to the fifth, fourth, 2, 3, 1. So 3, 5, 4, 2, 3, 1. This is called an enclosure when you do this. I'm surrounding notes surrounding this particular tone, the third. Da 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 da. Even on F, even on G, right? And then what's so nice about this, I did write this out. Let me just pull this up so everybody's aware. So it says triad, third to minor third to major third. So this idea of, that's your minor third to your major third. Same thing on F, and I wrote it out on G. I always like to write in fingerings for you guys. Now, why is that important? Because it's a little jazzy idea that works over blues, and you can work it into jazz as well. But this idea of, you don't have to play the whole thing of da 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 da, which is still a nice visual. I could just go ba da da bum, or I could go da 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 ba da da. So notice what I did right there, right? I did and then I went, what is that? That's the secret sauce, right? That A minor scale. So I'm in the key of C, and I go down 3 half steps. Now I'm A blues, right? Those 4 notes are going to work fantastic no matter what order those notes are in. Okay, now, I just showed you that one, and I want to show you something else. So that's a great thing, that idea of surrounding your notes, especially the third, this idea of da-da-da-bum, da-da-da-bum, ba-da-da-da-da-da. Now, one thing that I like to teach our Academy members and our Chord Academy is that if you're ever not feeling bluesy, go to that flat 7. Ba-da-da-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da-da. So I could go all day long, I could go. This is C Mixolydian scale, also called a dominant scale. And what I'm doing is your major scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of C major. If you just flat the 7, now you have notes that are going to work over a C7 chord. A C7 chord implies a flat 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You flat it, so you have da 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 da. So when I come down here, I'm going, and I go minor third to major third with that little slide. Again. When I go to the F chord, I've got to go to that E flat because my F7 requires that flat 7 there, which is so nice because it's still like thinking about C with that flat third, right? I could go da da. I could go da 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 da. Or I could go, right? That's that thing that we just did. Da, 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 da. Right? That's a really nice thing to do. Okay, now we have 4 people watching now, and lots of people have been watching this. Let's see. I'm going to refresh to see if anybody has liked this. And it's not that that's a big deal. Oh, I just got an ad. Okay, so people are liking this and enjoying this. That's really cool. And I would love for somebody to say hello. And if you are enjoying this, I would like to know that as well. Okay, now, I am hoping through this somebody's going to either invest in the course with the free gift, or you might consider joining my newest thing, and that is the support of the channel. And I'm giving away free gifts, and I've already uploaded several things. Regardless of the tier, I've already put inside the membership area several things. And I think the loyalty badges are really cool as well. Okay, so here we go. Let's talk about a few more things before we wrap this lesson up. I do have a new streaming software that I'm using as well, and I think we're finally getting it up so that if somebody ever does subscribe, or there are a couple things it'll do. I think if people give super chats, like donations and things, it should make a big deal about you doing that. So that's part of my hope, is that you would know about it, I would know about it, and we could celebrate that together. Okay, I'm pulling up a couple more licks from this course. Okay, so we're doing beginning blues shapes. Now, the first thing about this beginning blues shapes is it shows you this idea, the first 5 notes, which we call shape 1 at iMusicAcademy, and then it does. This is actually the very first part of the new course, the beginning blues course, where it teaches you the first 5 notes, the shape 1, and then you have this idea where you turn it around so many ways. So just by knowing these first 5 notes, you can do so many different things. Within this course, I do break the rules a little bit, get out of this shape when I do that Oscar Peterson idea of. So even this idea, all this is written out. Or this. And sometimes you just like to do. That takes a little bit of building up some muscle memory to know how to do this, and really some strength of da 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 3 4 3 2 3. But so those are so fun, and those are the beginning patterns. And then you keep scrolling down. It talks about this idea of the first 5 notes together. That's a really fun thing. And you keep going down, and now it has the top half of the blues scale, which is really fun. And then you have this idea. Okay, here's this lick. Takes the secret sauce of the A blues scale. Then it does the enclosure. Sorry. Da, 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 da. So then it goes up to the flat 7, which I said is a really important thing. So this puts 3 licks in the 1. So ba da 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 da, and then it goes enclosure. Up to the flat 7. So that's a really nice thing to do. And let's keep going down. Now, of course, for me to do a shapes course, I had to include the shape that started it all for me at iMusicAcademy. And that's this one right here. Same exact thing on F. Same thing on G. Same pattern, right? Okay, so all I'm doing right there is it's getting the idea of the minor third to major third, and it goes to the 4 chord, just a second inversion triad again, and then it gets the G and the B flat together. Now that's the video that, with that and a couple other licks, got us to over 1 million views. That was my first 1 million view video, and what people love about that is it just flows. Like that lick really flows, and all you're doing is getting used to minor third to major third. And I always write the fingerings out on all of these. But what I love about the minor third to major third licks is that you can go to that next chord and do the same pattern. So now that same shape, even though it's from C, now it feels the same on F, and it's going to feel the same on G. Now for my transposers out there, if you go up to D flat, you have to do it a little bit different. You have to get up into the keys and you hammer on your minor third to major third. If you're at the intermediate level and you're working on transposition, just email me, bob@iMusicAcademy.com, or you can find my email on the website, iMusicAcademy.com, and you can ask for help there if you're having trouble transposing that specific lick into different keys when it comes to the sharp keys and the flat keys that don't have a slide where you have to hammer on. There are just a few things you have to do that are different. But really dig into this C major and that slide. It's such a fun thing. Even this one example, I don't have to go straight up and down. I can start at the top. Start at the bottom. Up and down now. I can could go halfway up. I could do eighth notes in the left hand. I could play a different bass line. Before we go any further, I think it's really important to state something that may or may not be obvious. The only reason that I can just rattle those off and not even have to think about is something that we do at iMusicAcademy all the time. We say repetition is your friend. I love to teach how to practice hands separate. You got to learn, how to, if I'm going to play this bass line, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, I have to, one, build up some muscle memory of how to do that, right? If you repeat these exercises, you go left hand only, right hand only, then when it comes to locking up the hands, there are formulas, there are ways I like to teach to really lock up the hands. Let me give you an example. If I'm doing this example, this is written out like 1 and then 2 and, or 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and with the right hand, that's what you're looking at. But when I start teaching students, they have trouble with that because it seems really hard. Like how do you have that sort of swing lilt feel? And it's actually a lot easier than it sounds. What you do is you think of this whole idea in triplets. Listen to this. 1 and then 1 and then 2 and then 3 and then 4 and then 1 and then. So what's really happening is the first beat, 1 and then. It's a triplet. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. So the first 2 beats is just the first part of the chord. 1 and the last part of the triplet is the C there. 1 and then. So you see how I did that? 1 triplet. And the next beat is the C and A lock up together. 2 and then. 3 and then. 4 and. So that is how you learn how to lock the hands up. The other thing I like to teach is that if you play it slow and straight, you can get anything together. So this idea of 1 and 2 and. Okay, straight like a classical player. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. I even did a whole chorus. It's on my website, but my all access people get access to everything. But what we do is take this one lick, and I did a whole chorus. So it's like different bass lines. We call it alternate bass lines chorus. I think it's called that. So it could be quarter notes in the left hand. Eighth notes. It could be the New Orleans groove. It could be this one. Now, at first you're like, how in the world am I going to get that? Well, you have to practice hands separate, and that's one thing that I wanted to do. Like, how could I come up with a course that helps people play different bass lines while learning one idea in the right hand? And that's what I came up with. Let's take one lick that we know and we love, and let's work on different bass lines. So there's a whole course based on that. All right, so let's get back to the beginner side of things. As you come down here, here's my triad connections, right? Like from the lesson today, I want you to do this. This is written out where it starts on the 7th, but it's all second inversion. And it does it on F too, showing you how to do that. So it's the same thing transposed over 3 chords. There's your minor third to major third. All right, now let's talk about a simple one but really fun one. This Oscar Peterson idea. When I first started music, Oscar Peterson is the first person that I think I listened to. It was Oscar Peterson and then Bill Evans. And I remember thinking, man, I would love to learn how to play like Oscar Peterson. I ended up learning a lot of Oscar Peterson licks and things like that. But one thing I like to do is, especially for, not only for beginners, but for myself, I like to think about simple blues licks and ideas you can play that are easy to play, and they'll make you feel really good to switch it up. So if you're in the key of C, and there's your flat 7, and I go, all right, there's the flat 3rd, so I'm going to go to the 4th note of C, which is F, and there's my root on top. And all you do is go fingers 2, 5, and your thumb. Da, 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 da. So I go. Let's do it with the bass line. And at the end, I'm just doing C minor. And you could do it lots of different ways. You could go. Then I go to A blues scale. Okay, that's just a little fun thing. I love those simple ideas. Some simple blues looks like that. Okay, we already said you can do this right here. And I have some really fun ways that we do where you can play that over the entire keyboard. That same exact thing, but that's a simple version. All right, let's talk about, I'll give you, we'll do 2 more ideas, and then we'll call it a day. All right, so this idea right here, the C6 lick. And what we're doing on a C6 lick is the chord is C triad with the 6th note. And if you slide that minor 3rd to major 3rd, you have this 1 and 2 and then 3 and 4 and 1. This idea right here, what a great lick. I remember when I first, I can't remember when I first listened to that lick. I mean, thousands and thousands and thousands of musicians have played this idea. And I want to say maybe it was Red Garland or something, one of his songs that kind of does that. I absolutely love that. But what you can do with that is, one, learn it with that fingering right there. You can go up to the minor 3rd as well in your octave. That's a nice thing to do. You go. Right? So even though I do the lick, I can think about the blues scale while I'm doing that. But what just such a nice idea to do. And once again, there are certain keys where you can't slide from the minor 3rd to major 3rd. You have to hammer on. And once again, there are certain techniques you can do to hammer on to that minor 3rd to major 3rd. That's a great lick. Now here's a little secret sauce shortcut that I absolutely love. And this is, again, is part of the shapes course. Watch this. If I do C7, 1, 3, 5, flat 7 of the C scale with the flat 7, watch this shortcut. There's a C7 chord in its most basic form. You take the C major scale, and I go 1, 3, 5, and flat 7. Watch what happens to my index finger going up a whole step. It sets me up perfectly for this. And this is a triplet, 1 and then I'm going to come down to my F triad in 2nd inversion. And then I go minor 3rd to major 3rd. So watch this. Okay, what a fun idea. And then there's another variation of that, is this. That's all built on this shape of your octave and the tritone. There's your Oscar Peterson idea that we were just talking about, how amazing Oscar Peterson would use the idea of the tritone. There's some fun little, let's see what this one is. Oh, this is... Yeah, that's a simple, fun lick to learn how to do. And then this one. Let's close with this one right here. I'm always making etudes for you guys. Like, I think like learning how to transpose and really getting your fingers working together, it's one of my favorite things to do. So in this chorus right here, I said, well, how can I use one of my etudes that I like to do, or just exercises? This is almost like an exercise instead of a lick. Watch what happens if I do the octave and then I come down to the flat 7, which I tell you guys all the time how important that flat 7 is. Da, 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 da. There it is again. Da, 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 da. But imagine this: octave, flat 7, 6 is an important note, flat 6, and then I get into the shape of the blues. Listen. Exercise. I could take this in any key and practice that idea. If we're in the key of G, octave, flat 7, 6, flat 6, and then what do? I get perfectly into the G shape, which is shape 1 at iMusicAcademy. Let's do it again. So in addition to solo piano, we also do trio stuff all the time, right? So you have that idea of triads using our trio style left-hand voicings. All right, now, what's up, Jeffrey? Jeffrey, I should know that you're going to jump in and join the chat as you always do. How's it going, my brother? Jeffrey is a multi-instrumentalist, awesome guy. All right, so we have 9 people now. I think it's so important to say one more time how excited I am to be teaching at iMusicAcademy, and it's so much fun. I do have 2 academies. I have an elite academy. I say elite academy, an all-access academy, and it's been amazing to have the group of guys and girls that we have in our academy. We go live on Mondays and Thursdays, and they're all access. They get all the courses, of course, and they get access to Chord Academy as well. We have another academy. Tuesday and Friday is Chord Academy. We do a lot of jazz chords, blues chords, harmony, all kinds of things. Most of my guys double dip on those. Can we get a New Orleans beat? Yeah, well, I can show you guys one little other tip. Okay, so then we have the newest thing is the beginning blues shapes course is a gift for anybody who gets the beginning blues piano course. It is on sale until Sunday night. Probably about 10 to 15 people have gotten it over the past week, but I decided to throw in the shapes course as while I'm showing you all these fun things. Now, my newest thing as of 2 days ago is that you can now join the public YouTube channel. There are different tiers, and I'm giving away some fun gifts in there as well, including the shapes course. But don't just sign up and then cancel. I want you to, if you're going to really support the channel, just support the channel. And if you just want to support me by hanging out and liking the videos and commenting, I love that as well. So so that's really exciting. We already have 3 people who have signed up, and you get this cool little loyalty badge here. All right, so Jeffrey says a little New Orleans kind of thing. Let me think of something we could do to help you guys. Let's see. Let me think of what I want to do. So Jeffrey says he wants a New Orleans style beat. Now to me, I always like to, especially when I'm demonstrating something, I don't want to just like try to impress anyone. I want to show you guys something that's going to really help you out. So this case, I'm doing a C9, and I'm just doing that same bass line I did. It was just kind of a New Orleans kind of feel where I go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And all I'm doing in the right hand is a C9. I go. Now, in order to get that, it takes a little work. 1, 2, and. All right, there's the and of 2. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. That's the sauce right there. 3 and 4, and. 3 and 4, and. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. 1 and 2, and 3, and 4, and. That's the key. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. 1 and 2, and 3, and 4, and. I actually have written out exercises for our groups as well and stuff like that. All right, Jeffrey, always so good to see you. I can't wait. I'm going to be so excited when I check my email a little later and somebody has taken me up on this. I'm going to tell you guys, since you know how I give you guys so much content and I'm always investing in you guys, and I have so many amazing people who are committed to everything that I'm doing as well, and you guys always over deliver on your end. I'm going to say it one more time. If you're ever interested in the All Access group, just email me and we'll talk about it. If you're interested in Chord Academy, that is a lot of fun as well. And if you're interested in getting the course, the 2 courses, the Shapes course along with the Beginning Blues Piano course, go check that out on my website, iMusicAcademy.com. Until Sunday night, you can get both, and one is a gift. The next thing is, Jeffrey needs a drink. The next thing is this. You can now donate to my stream. You can do super chats, and it should say your name when you give there, and then you can join my newest thing is my public YouTube channel. You can support the channel that way, and you can even get the Shapes course by doing that. But don't just sign up and then cancel right away. Really think about, do I want to support this channel? I support other channels as well. I think it's really important. And so if you feel like iMusic Academy is right for you, I will make sure it's very special for you when you join. I have 3 people that have signed up over the last 2 days. I'm waiting for that next person to do it. And as soon as you join right away, you'll see that, yes, there's a link to go get this Shapes course. So you can either get both courses on my website or you can join our channel. But if you join, make sure you connect. Make it worth your while by connecting with me inside the membership area. You'll get your cool little badge, and we'll keep practicing and having fun with music together. All right. I'm encouraging all the people. We have a bunch of people watching right now. Go back and watch this video. I think you'll really enjoy it and find it helpful. Take this magic of triads. Get this one example down right here. Right, you can change the bass. That's kind of where we started, as the magic of triads, and then we got into the idea of using the enclosures, the flat 7. We talked about the 3rd up the root. So many cool little licks, Oscar Peterson. So go back and watch this again. I'm always here to help you guys. Man, I love what I get to do. So thank you so much. Jeffrey, hanging out. Just me and you today. All right, everyone. Have a good one. I'll see you in the next video.